Are we going live? We are live.
Yeah, we are going. I think the intro's going.
Yeah, we're going. The intro's going. Sha.
Time came when the ticker tape in the broker's office told a new story. It was panic. 16.5 million shares of stock sold in a single day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Stock Dirty to Me is live right now. We got some new artwork down at the bottom, and Lloyd is celebrating or crying down in Cabo. Oh, look at that. He's taking a shot. Live here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stock Dirty to Me, the #1 podcast for beginner investors on Facebook. We have, of course, the millionaire money mentor himself, Lloyd Ross.
Live from Cabo.
Live from Cabo right now, enjoying himself in the millionaire lifestyle. Lloyd, how's it going, buddy?
I just had to experience Mexico with a shot of tequila. So excuse me.
Yes.
But the market, oh my goodness, it is getting crushed out there. And the only way to get rid of that anxiety is to have tequila in Mexico. That's why I'm here, because Bubba is getting so smashed that the only way out is to come drink my sorrows away.
The only way to deal with it is you get smashed. That's the only way.
There you go. Get some good liquor up there.
Listen, it's my 17th margarita. So I said to Phil and Tony, I cannot get on the show. It's impossible. We can't do it. I'll lose all of my credibility. I said, you must get on the show. The show's not about stocks. It's about, I don't know, entertainment. So here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
It is about stocks, but it's also the show the reality of life, because you get to have this, even though your stock market, the stock portfolio is.
So I'm here with
Jesus.
I'm here. They're multi-millionaire.
If they're partying, you should do as well. Lloyd, let people know where they can find you, and then we'll let you get back to your multi-millionaire party so we can get there next.
I love Phil. He's like, we need to get you off the show fast.
Yeah.
Wait, so Lloyd, before you go, give us a quick synopsis. How many Luna coins did you hold yesterday before the big crash? How many Luna stable coins did you hold before the 99%?
Here's the thing. I've been saying this forever. No one believes me. Bitcoin is FUKT and crypto FU. It's happening. We're finally there. Welcome to the party. Terra, 99.9999% gone. Kathy Wood even sold out of Tesla. She just bought GM. She sold out of Tesla. GM. She's like, oh, I better start copying Warren because otherwise I'm in trouble. So here's my little take on what's happening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Get your cash together. It's happening. We're Apple 140, 144. Get in. Follow Tony into Apple. What a wonderful business to be in. Alibaba hit the 70s again. And
Lloyd's
hey,
hurting.
when there's blood in the streets, get your wallet out. It's blood in the streets. It could drop another 10, 20%, but it's time to go. So
yeah, when Kathy Wood starts buying GM companies like GM, you know she's feeling it. You know she's feeling it.
yeah,
Because
she's a
GM's
value
not very
investor now.
disruptive. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lloyd, we'll let you get back to your party, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy your vacation.
Anyway, I love you guys. I wanted to come in. I want to come in especially from Mexico.
That's
to say
awesome.
if you do invest well, you can do this kind of stuff and enjoy the spoils and the fruits of the patience that you can have. But look,
yeah.
listen, everyone. Bye, and buckle up. And I'll see you in a few years when we're all positive. But see you guys soon.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Stay
Take
safe,
care,
man. Drink some water. Get some
Yeah,
water.
get some hydrate. Hydrate a
We
little.
need you
Hydrate
healthy. We need you healthy.
Get off the. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for having me on.
All right, guys.
Always a pleasure,
Later.
buddy. Always a pleasure. To live the lifestyle, eh?
Yeah. Just hanging around in Cabo.
With multimillionaires just like that, doing shots of tequila while live on the air of the #1 podcast for beginner investors on Facebook.
That was an awesome cameo.
It's very good that we're connected with him because he's helping us grow our own portfolios.
Yeah, and
our listeners get access to him because people. Let me tell you something. Lloyd is my client. He pays me to handle his podcast, which is the #1 financial IQ podcast in Australia. Money grows on trees, but he charges thousands of dollars for his masterminds and that. And you're getting him live on air or listening to it on his podcast or this podcast, his advice. And so, like, listen, if he's hanging around with multimillionaires, he's doing something right. Like that just proves it. Like he gets everybody's crying about the market being bleeding and Bitcoin and Luna coin and all the coins and crypto just being decimated. He's out there having fun. 17 margaritas. When he started, when we got him on, he said he was 10 deep. He had that was like 90 minutes ago. I think I think like nearly 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
He's added 7 more. Jesus, he's enjoying. Either he's crying, he's trying to drink away his pain, or he's celebrating because he knows something we don't. And that's it. Like he preaches about being the 5 people you hang around with the most will bring your elevate or decelerate your game. And I'm glad I have both of you because you guys are taking
100%, man. Oh, I agree.
Amazing.
I feel the same. 100%, man. You got to hang
Kathy
out with
Wood
people that are gonna lift you up.
And I want to lift up the people. So make sure if you can see down below. So I'm gonna do some promo before you jump into the actual news. Down below, you can see us where you can find us on social media. You can see that Stock Dirty pod. That's pretty much on all the socials. Go find us, subscribe to us, follow us. There will be postings soon. I'm starting the automation shortly. I've just been overwhelmed with some clients' work, but it's coming and it's going to be awesome, guys. So yeah, now Tony, tell us about this market craze that's going on. All I've heard was crying because of the market.
Yeah, so there's 3 topics, or well, really two topics I wanted to hit. We'll make it quick because I was golfing all day and I'm like super dehydrated, can barely move my neck.
I'll get this a quick episode.
So yeah, quickly on Kathy Woods, she's definitely feeling the pain, and that's why she's investing in companies like GM. Like Lloyd said, like GM is not a disruptive tech company. It's not the status quo for an ARC company. So she's starting to transition and change her approach. So that's a sign right there. That is a really big sign when that's almost a sign of defeat. Or accepting what's happening. And if she's accepting that means everybody that's in those highly speculative stocks or those stocks that are in ARC, I would be very concerned, and I would be watching what she sells, because I guarantee you within the next month, she's going to be offloading all these shitty companies that are in that fund. So yeah, that's that. And then 2, I want to talk about the craze that's happening. Obviously we'll get to the market in a second, but it's starting to come to life, like Lloyd was just saying. These crypto stable coins. I mean, we've seen 3 of them now get absolutely destroyed. So quickly, are you familiar with what a stable coin is?
For those who aren't, let's just, because we know we have beginners from all level, because we
Yeah,
get
yeah,
new people watching all the time. And I want to shout out
yeah,
everybody who's watching. If you want to let us know where you're watching from, hit us with the hashtag live or
yeah.
hashtag
Ask
replay gang.
questions too.
Shout out to you guys, our replay gang. I love you. And we have a special shout out coming near the end of the episode. But yes, Tony, go ahead.
Yeah, so these crypto stable coins, because as we know, crypto is backed by nothing, so the price fluctuations are highly volatile, unlike the stock market.
Mhm.
So what they did was they decided they were going to back crypto coins based on something. They're going to peg them to something. So to gold, or to the price of gold, or to the price of the dollar. So a really common one is they pegged a crypto coin to $1, $1. So essentially, how it's supposed to work is you give them, say, you give them $10, they give you 10 US stable coins. And what they're supposed to do is put that dollar in a savings account. So every stable coin is backed by a dollar that's in a savings account somewhere. But the problem is, and what we've been finding already with 3 of these companies that do this, is they're not following their own procedures, and they don't actually have enough dollars to liquidate people if they want to sell. So they're not actually putting your money into a savings account, kind of like a vault. Like with when we used to be on the gold standard, we would have gold in a vault to match how much our paper supply was. So a stable coin is supposed to match the dollar supply that's in a savings account. And typically they're supposed to get audited. So we've seen companies get audited. But the problem is there's no real regulation. So today, a stable coin that's supposed to follow, by the way, this coin is supposed to track the dollar, the US dollar. The US dollar doesn't move much. There's not a lot of fluctuation. It could be, pennies, fractions of pennies. Well, this coin today dropped 99% in value, and everybody that was invested in it lost all of their money. And it was supposed to be a stable coin that was protected or follows the trend of what the United States dollar does. So this is just a sign that, and it's happened a couple times already. It's just a sign of massive fraud, corruption, rampant unregulated companies pretending like they're regulating themselves, and then hiring these private audit firms to regulate them, but they don't really do it. It's just a bunch of BS. It's very scary stuff, and it's all getting exposed right now because crypto market is getting absolutely hammered, and people are scared, so they're selling. They're trying to liquidate their Bitcoin. They're all these altcoins that are useless, and now we could be seeing, honestly, like Lloyd said, we could be seeing the end of all these coins, depending on how bad this market crash gets. It really depends, but. The lower it goes, the more people are going to be scared, the more people are going to be worried about losing all their money, and people are going to try to liquidate. And guess what? There's not going to be anything to liquidate because these companies are lying to you. There's nothing there. It's not, these supply chain or these market caps of these coins are based on nothing. It's based on the honor system, essentially. Oh,
Yep.
You're trying to sell it at a higher price to someone, but it's worthless. So. Anyways, be careful with stable coins. I know a lot of people think they're safer because they're crypto, but they're supposed to be crypto backed by something like gold or dollars or whatever. And we're finding out a lot of these are scams. We really are. We're looking at
Yeah, it's a
I
lot
think
of.
we're looking at one of the biggest Ponzi schemes ever.
I think so too. I think it's a dangerous thing. I think the world of crypto as we know it will be changed. I think there is maybe crypto to use on sports team sites. I think that's where crypto and NFTs will probably be. Kind of like the
I,
new trading cards. Like, we grew up with trading cards, right? I think NFTs will
yeah.
end up being trading cards of the future. Not at millions of fucking dollars, but like I come down to a regulatory price or something like that.
I don't know. I think what's going to ultimately end up happening is the government is going to get involved and have some type of regulation on it to try to steady the ship. because it's become so volatile that they have to do something at this point. I know it kind of goes against the theory of crypto, but if you don't have any regulations, it's kind of like the wild, wild west. So, yeah, anyways, that's enough of that. We'll talk about the market. We'll talk about,
Yes, let's talk about the market and all the craziness that's going on with the bleeding.
well, temporarily today, the S&P 500 went into a bear market, which means that it dropped 20% from its all-time high. And I mean, the Nasdaq's been in a bear market for months now, and it's like 30% down this year, which it's crazy. And the Dow Jones, the other popular index in the US, I think it's down about 12 to 13%. I'm not entirely sure, but every single index is in a correction, and it looks like we're trending to a crash on all of them. A lot of people are concerned. I had a lot of questions. Like, I have this amount of money. Should I put it into VOO or whatever now? I think the best way to approach this, if you're just getting into the market or you're in the market already, is to continue dollar cost averaging. Don't put any like large sums of money in right now, because I think we could be looking at several more months of up and down, and ultimately it's going to be trending down. But we'll see some rallies. We'll see, like, we might have a day where we're up 1-2%, and then it's kind of like they call it a dead cat bounce, where the market gets sold off so fast, so quickly, that it actually starts to correct itself a little bit, and people are like, "Oh, this is unreasonable amounts of sell-offs." But typically those rallies don't last. They might last like a day or two. So honestly, I wouldn't invest any large sum of money yet. I would give it a couple months and just keep dollar cost averaging. And you just keep buying it at a cheaper price. If it goes down, you just keep buying it at a cheaper price. Look, every single recession and market, every single person that has lived through a market crash, they all say a couple things. Every single person says, "Damn, I wish I kept investing during that time," or "I wish I put more money in." Because years later, the market's almost always up. Oh, it might take a couple months. It might take a year, 2 years, 3 years. It might take 4 years. It could take 5 years. It could take a couple years. But if you keep investing throughout that time, a decade later, you're actually going to be really, really ahead of the curve, because now you just bought all these ETFs or indexes at such low prices. It's going to be, right now it doesn't feel like it, but maybe even just 5 years from now, you're going to be like looking back like, "Oh my God, that's ridiculous how much profit I have." And the last thing I'll say is, you can look as far back as 2020. People that bought in 2020, VOO fell down to like 211 a share. Even with this 20% drop, VOO is still like 350 a share right now. So you still have massive profits if you were continuing to buy it as it was down that low. So
it's insane. It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're all in it together, man. We're all going down with the ship. Listen,
yeah.
the US, if you're investing in individual stocks, honestly, this is a scary time to be in individual stocks, because individual stocks are falling at much faster rates than index funds. Even some of the best stocks in the market are down.
Yeah, it's insane.
So the speculation stocks that don't actually make money, that people were putting a lot of money into in the last 2 years, those are all getting absolutely destroyed. Those companies I would not dollar cost average into. If here's a good rule of thumb: if the company doesn't make net revenue, if there's no net income, don't keep dollar cost averaging into it. Only dollar cost average into companies that are profitable.
Pretty much.
And yeah, and just keep sticking to the plan. I know it sucks. I mean, I've lost thousands of dollars in the last like 2 weeks alone. But all you could do is laugh and keep buying. That's what I'm doing every day.
Well, we got
it's gonna come back.
Someone's saying they're going to dollar cost into Tesla. I'm looking long term, not scared of at all with these markets. Hey, if you feel Tesla is your gold, is your guy you want to go with, then go with it. Like, Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the thing I'll say about Tesla, and I know I was anti-Tesla for a while, and then I changed
Big
my
time.
tune. I'm not anti the company. I'm not anti like what they're trying to do. I just think that the stock price is way too high and doesn't reflect the actual value of the company. And I still believe that, but they are a profitable company. They do make money, but the stock price was just crazy high. And I think now Tesla is going to fall a lot harder than some of the other stocks. So if you're dollar cost averaging in Tesla, just be careful because I think Tesla could fall much farther than like say Apple or Microsoft or something like that to get more in line with. And I think this is actually good for Tesla. It's going to bring it to its true market value. This is going to be a purge, man. We're in the purge. We're purge 4, however many movies they make.
I think they're at
We're
like
in a
25
purge.
now.
Bad companies are going to be in a lot of trouble. Good companies are going to survive, and they're going to fall, but you're going to get them on discounts. This is what it is.
Get them at a discount and possibly go. I had a conversation with someone at the local pub, and they were bringing up penny stocks. Like I don't touch penny stocks with a 10-foot friggin' pole. ETS,
right now you
baby.
you don't want to be in a penny stock right now. I know some people ask like I know not everybody is in the same place financially. Everybody's wildly different financially. And we all have different goals and we all have, different expenses and, responsibilities. What I'll say is, and I've said this a million times, if you're investing in the market, I think the first thing everybody should do is save an emergency fund first of cash. So before you start investing, if the market crashes like it's doing, you don't need to panic and pull money out at a loss. You can afford to wait it out. And if you're someone that doesn't have at least 6 months of savings right now in cash, maybe you do want to get out of the market because I think it could get bad. And if you need that money for an emergency, it's going to be rough times. You just don't want to put yourself in that situation. I always say save $10,000 in cash and then invest 10,000 in an index fund and then start buying individual stocks. I know it sounds simple for me to just say that because $10,000 it's a lot of money, but it's not that hard
Just
to
open
do.
a small savings account and put $50 every day, every week into it. If you can.
I personally like to keep like 25K, 30K, but if you have a couple kids, you might want to have some more, but you might have more cash than others that are single just in case because kids are expensive. And by the way, formula is like impossible to find.
Yeah, you guys are having a
double the
shortage
price.
That's the time to buy into that formulator companies that make formula because you're going to make a rock solid dial because they're going to line their pockets full of profit. But it's mainly because of one of the formula companies getting a recall on 3 of their
there's some serious babies got seriously sick.
Like 3 babies got sick, and that's 3 babies too many.
But the cost, definitely the cost of everything is absolutely skyrocketing right now. I mean, rents are going up. Everything is just gas. I just filled my gas today. It was like $5.25 a gallon. I've never seen it that high here. So for what I'm doing is I'm pretty heavy in cash all the time, but I'm actually putting more into cash right now and waiting and just continuing to put money into VOO every single week. And I'm waiting for that big drop that I think is coming. And then I'm going to put a couple $1,000s in at once. But right now I'm a little worried about the economy and how things are going. So I want to be heavier on cash than I usually am. So just in case.
Some good
What
advice.
are you up to, Phil? What's your plan?
My plan is to just every week $50, just dollar cost average. Good. All my bills are paid, everything's good, and I can afford to put $50 a week in. I put the $50 a week in, and I'm happy.
Awesome, man. That's great. That's
Keep it simple. I want things simple. I don't need if I have to, I barely look. The only time I look is usually on Fridays when I put the $50 in. Transfer the $50. I buy either VOO or Baba because I'm doing both of those. So it's $100 into each one every month, and yeah, that's what I
You know
do,
what
and I'm
you
happy.
did? You know what you did that was so freaking smart?
What
You
did I do?
waited like a year and a half and you like learned. No, but
Yeah.
you were in the group, you were just you weren't saying much, you were just observing, taking
Hmm.
it all in, learning, and you like built a really strong foundation of like an understanding of how everything works. And then you started investing into VOO and like doing really smart things. And a lot of people don't do that. They're just impulsive. And I was one of them. I just start buying stocks and I don't even know
Yeah.
what the hell I don't even know what I was doing. So
I
it's such a great approach that you're doing. It's perfect.
Because I always been to be completely and 100% frank and honest, I've always been scared to buy stocks because I've always been scared that I'm going to do the wrong thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to do the wrong thing, like you said, buy all these wrong stocks, and then I'm going to be like, oh my god. So we got a
You
question
learn
here.
through everybody else though, which is
So
smart.
yeah,
You
I
saw
like being
all the things not to do. Yeah.
yeah, it's all everything. That's how I learn. So what age did you guys start investing? So Tony, what age did you start investing?
I started investing I started late. It was like 29. So I'll be 35 this year. And
Dude.
yeah.
Just wait.
Um,
No, technically,
so
no, I did
I
about a
had
decade ago.
I didn't even open my 401k till I was 29, which was stupid. Um, and um, and then I used like Cash App. I used like I would buy individual stocks. I used Robinhood for years. I remember I had Robinhood.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then when I built up a pretty good portfolio in Robinhood, I switched it over to Fidelity.
Someone's flirting with you. Someone's flirting with
Yeah.
you. He has a
What'd
kid
they
and he's
say?
married. Leave him alone. He's mine.
Yeah, what was I saying? I don't even remember now.
You're Robin Hood. You built up a good portfolio, then you
I had
transferred
I
over
had
to.
anybody could do it. Like
Hmm,
I started literally with nothing. When I was 29, I had like maybe like $10,000 in the bank saved. And I had nothing really. Like I
dude,
no money.
that's something. Like you're saying 10K is nothing. It is something. Like, look, to be frank, like you started when you were 29. So the company I was working for before I went on to my entrepreneurial journey, I worked for a company, a bank, and they allowed you to buy into the company. Like, so it was coming off of my bank account, from my paycheck every pay. So technically, I started over a decade ago, or even like longer than that, like probably 12, 13 years now. But truly doing it myself and picking the stocks and quote unquote this year. I started about 2 months ago. I started 2 months ago, dollar cost averaging into VOO and Alibaba. So anybody can start. Like I should have started way many years ago when I was
Yeah.
21, but again, I learned from my mistakes, and because I used to rush into things, I stayed away. A bit of laziness as well, because when I wanted to invest, I have to go through Wealth Simply, and I don't carry most of the
Yeah,
information they were
yeah,
asking for. And then
yeah.
they're like, "Well, you can connect it to your bank account." I'm like, "My bank has everything." So click clack, it connected, and I'm like, "Okay, now it's set up and everything's good." So that's all I do. It's just I put money into that account, it transfers over, and
That's the
buys
way to
forward.
do it, man. I will say, like, I started with very little. I know 10,000 seems. I guess it depends. Like
Yeah.
like I said, everybody's different. Um, in just 6 years, and I really started hammering my accounts in 2020 is when I really started buying stocks, and like jumping in and really saving money. Um, like anybody in 6 years, I went from 10,000 to I'll just say six figures from all of my accounts combined.
There you
Um,
go. Look at that.
even though I lost, well, you saw, I sent you
Yeah.
my crazy,
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um, that was
Yeah,
crazy, random.
yeah, I've seen, and it's quite jealous looking. It's a nice number, and like a friend of mine, I'm gonna keep
It's
his
not too
name
nice
quiet.
anymore
Well,
though.
yeah, well, come
It's
on, no
dropped a
one's
lot from the
no
market.
no
Yeah,
one's even
but
Buffett's going eek.
yeah,
A friend of mine, he's like, he just because he invests in real estate, and he's like, he just realized that he's actually technically a paper millionaire. because
Yeah,
of his
man.
holdings and all that. And he's like, holy shit, I didn't know. Let's see here. Let's take a look here. This makes me feel a lot better. I started at 29 as well. I'm 30 now and finally feels like I have the hang of the things. Had no clue what I was doing, but now feel very confident. That's great. We hope we helped you.
Who is that? I can't see their name.
They don't know. So guys, if you want us to see your name in the show notes up above the video, you can go. That is Olashley Kelly. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. I'm horrible with names.
So my advice to you is save $10,000 and then invest $10,000 into an index fund like VTI or VOO, a total market index fund, or an S&P 500.
Thank you. We'll call her.
You'll have 20 grand and you'll be in really good shape. That's exactly what I did. The first couple of years when I first started for about a month, I fucked around with stocks, and then I said, forget it. I learned and I started doing index funds. And then after I did that, I started buying stocks. But I'm telling you, it adds up quick.
You have to understand, like from my since I've gone, we're coming nearly up on 2. Hold on, I'll actually pull it up. How many episodes have we done of the stock market show? Give me a second.
We've done a lot now.
Yeah, we're coming up to a year, I think. Give me a second here. The last one released yesterday was episode 47. So this is episode 48 of Stock Dirty to Me, the #1 podcast for beginner investors on Facebook. Yeah, I'm claiming it. No one can say it.
Well, you know what? We were doing them before we called it this too.
Yeah, but that's right. Before
we did a couple
name,
months.
We were doing
we were doing a couple months of them, and then we figured out,
strategy. Yeah.
So I think it's been a year.
Yeah, we've been about a year, but we're officially announce a year once I get 52 episodes up on the thing, so we can claim it. It's unofficially a year, and we've gotten the hang of it. We've upgraded a lot,
Yeah, we have
a new logo. We've got this little thing at the bottom, so you guys can find us everywhere on social media. An intro. We've had 2 intros and I'm working on a new intro because since we've gotten Lloyd. And I need to update our logo as well because it says Delta on there, and unfortunately Delta comes and goes. He's we got someone who remembered the name. Yes, Shannon has been watching for a long time.
Yeah,
you guys, our members picked it up, and I forgot to start the show with our catchphrase.
Well, that's all right.
Juice worth the squeeze.
Well, it'll be actually perfect because we'll have Lloyd back with really good video quality, and then we'll fire it off. We'll fire it off.
I have to keep that check mark on my thing. So we have a call out for when we end the show that I'll do in the start of the show, and then we got all that fun stuff. Anything else you want to talk about, Tony?
No, I would say just hang in there, guys. I mean, I was in the market when that 2020 crash hit, and it was pretty watching my 401k just absolutely get destroyed. And then watching, I had Cash App and Robinhood, and just watching everything I own just get crushed. But then honestly, I hung in there. At this point, I knew enough because I read a lot of books, and I just hung in there, and it paid off huge. And I'm still actually up on pretty much everything I own, even with the market crash. So that's just a lesson. You just got to stick with it. And for the person that was 29, I forget their name.
Yeah, they're 29.
I'll tell you what, by the time you're 35, if you really do you have to be disciplined, and you have to really set the money aside. Like every single paycheck, I auto save, auto invest, everything. Everything is automated, and I have a budget, and I really tightened up the budget, and I live like I'm poor. That's the key. Like I have enough money to literally survive for probably 2 years without a job. But yeah, like if I liquidated all my stocks and I could, with cash and everything, I could literally pay all my bills for 2 years without any problem. So, but the reason why is because I lived like I had no money.
You live frugally. You live frugally. That's the
not even super frugal, but yeah, I live like I'm living paycheck to paycheck still, even with a lot of money. Look at this.
Check that out. Yes, let's go. Not sure who that is right now. I think that
credit cards too. I have no credit cards.
Your credit cards so much.
Credit cards will kill you.
Yeah, those is so impressive. It's very frugally. Yeah, there you go. coming in with that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Do we have any other questions, or?
I don't think we do. I do want to give a shout out. So we got a very good compliment from a listener.
Really?
Yeah. A longtime listener. He lives in your backyard. I think you may know him, Mark. He may not be here on the show, but I know he's listening because to me.
Flagged on Facebook.
He told me.
Yes,
he got flagged on Facebook for that comment.
That definitely wasn't us, because we know him. No. We wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, we love him.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah,
we would never spam that. But he let me in on this little secret. He teaches. He's a teacher, so he's awesome. He teaches essentials of daily living classes.
I thought you said dating. I was like,
yeah,
what?
Dating. It's a date. No, it's essentials of daily living classes at Killingling High School. So I want to give a shout out to the students there because he actually got the school to use our podcast as a teaching device. So the students there are listening. Shout out to you guys. We hope we're helping you guys realize that you guys can achieve anything. I just want to let you know, he let me on a little secret. I'll tell you off air, but he didn't tell me who's number one, but I certainly know who's number two of their favorite people on the podcast. So I'm just saying, I know who's number two. I don't know who's number one. He won't tell me, but I'm very happy with who's number two. Let's just say that.
All right. Well, if I was a listener and watcher, I would definitely trust Lloyd's advice over anybody because he's a millionaire, Well,
he's a self-made millionaire.
He is. I tend to be a little more conservative than him as far as like stock picks. He's more like he'll go out more on a limb. But we both preach the same thing, like wise investing, and avoid speculation. So, and we've seen it, Phil. Everything that we've talked about, myself, Dalt, Lloyd, over the last 2 years, we've been talking about this stuff for years, and everybody was like disregarding it because Dogecoin was at 60 cents. Yep. It was up. Everything, all these things we told everybody for 2 years, and it took 2 years, but now everything is happening like we said it would. We said once the Fed stops pumping the market, speculation is going to get destroyed. Everything we said happened. So,
that's true. We've been preaching this, and that's why it took me like nearly a full year to start investing because I wanted to trust. And you guys were been preaching the whole thing in the group since I've been a part of it, and it's been awesome to be part of it.
And a lot of our group members are. I think we have the best group on Facebook.
We do. We have one of the most interactive groups. I'm in a few stock market groups. Stock market for beginners. So if you guys are listening to the podcast version of this,
farm them over to us,
come over to stock market for beginners. The link is in the show notes. Join us. It's an awesome community of amazing people who just want you to.
I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you. Someone DM'd me. That was a listener to the podcast and asked for the link to the Facebook group.
Let's go.
That's not in the group. Yeah.
How awesome predictions for when we're back to the 2021 market? Never. 2021 was a imaginary market that never happened.
Back to the 2021 market. Well, honestly, 2021 was actually a pretty calm year. It just slowly went up. And, some volatility. It was pretty calm. My guess is that we're probably going to have like 18 months of a bear market, just a guess. And it's going to probably take about a year to 2 years to recover. But that's when you make your money. When it's down, just keep buying. So it sucks. I'm not selling. Lloyd's not selling.
I'm
Phil
definitely
hasn't
not
sold.
selling.
So we practice what we preach. I don't tell you to do something and then I don't do it myself. So
exactly. Shout out to Libby because it's been a good thing in our life, and we love having you here watching on the show. If you're watching on the hashtag Replay Gang, so shout out to you, Replay Gang. You guys keep this at the top of the list and get more people watching it. So we love watching you guys. Tony, I guess that's it. How about you tell them where they can find you, and I'll do the rest of the outro.
Well, the Stock Bros podcast. And by the way, I've learned so much from this group myself, from actually researching for the podcast that I do. So check out my latest episode. What was my latest episode? I talked about the VIX index, which is the fear indicator for the market. That's something everybody should know. You should check that out. I'll
I know
post the link
Dalt
in
usually
the,
posts it on his Instagram daily, and it's great for that.
yeah,
But yes, continue. Sorry, sir.
yeah, I'll post the link to the podcast in the doobie-doo in the
In the
comments.
comments down below. He
Yeah.
has dad brain. He
Yeah.
has dad brain. But yes. So yeah, you can follow him there. If you want to learn more about Lloyd and how to plant your own money tree, you can find him at Money Grows on Trees podcast. Also, LloydJRoss.com is his website. I highly suggest you go ahead and pick up
You
his
could
book.
also fly out to Cabo. He's
You
there
can
right now.
head out to
Yeah.
Cabo with him and party with multimillionaires. And before I forget, as always, thank you guys. Thank you for you guys for tuning in and being amazing listeners. We love you guys and promoting us everywhere. Please do, because I know Mark does, and you like Mark. Let us know. But yes, no. And if you want to follow me or learn anything about how to become a digital entrepreneur or learn about digital entrepreneurship, make sure you check out my award-winning podcast, the Digital Entrepreneur podcast under Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur podcast on all major platforms, or just go to www.investinyourselfpod.com to subscribe. And I thank you very much for listening to this. This is Stock Dirty to Me, the #1 podcast for investors on Facebook. And when you don't know what to do, just
buy VOO.